Hi, Team Allied. Today's training topic covers commingles. A commingle occurs when two lubricants are blended that should not be. Commingles can occur at customers' locations and in our own warehouses. A commingle can be very costly and can cause disruptions for not only our customers, but for us in our warehouses. Allied Oil had a very serious commingle where employees mixed gear oil and passenger car motor oil in a bulk oil storage tank. The commingle was not identified until several months later and several oil changes at our customers' locations. Allied Oil paid over $600,000 to rectify the situation. That is a lot of money. A different Allied Oil location had a commingle in a tank when a tire technician was in the branch at 6 a.m. and made the decision to be helpful to the Allied warehouse team and third-party transporter. The technician started the offload process and commingled passenger car motor oil and heavy-duty motor oil in a 15,000-gallon bulk oil storage tank. Luckily, our lead warehouse associate caught the commingle when he arrived, and we were able to lock out the tank. It took over 2.5 years to dispose of the mixed oils. This was an $80,000 mistake due to no training and procedures not being followed. Commingles are 100% preventable. We have processes and procedures in place to prevent a commingle from occurring. Let's start with discussing bulk unloading procedures. When a bulk tank arrives at your location, a two-person verification process is required prior to the start of the unload. This means that two Allied Oil employees must review the bill of lading and verify it matches the purchase order. Two Allied Oil employees must verify the bulk unloading sequence shipping documents. Two Allied Oil employees must verify that the hoses are properly connected to the bulk tanker compartment and to the Allied Oil bulk oil storage tank. The two-person verification is required for each compartment. We recognize that our small branches, such as Cedar Rapids, may not have a second person available to complete the verifications. In this type of situation, the third-party driver delivering the bulk lubricant can be used as a second person. With all our processes, if you are not 100% sure that you are hooked up correctly or if the paperwork seems off, stop the process and notify your supervisor. I would like to take a minute to give kudos to our Omaha bulk plant team. They recently reported that the paperwork from a shipper was missing information. They stopped the process and notified management for clarification. Waiting for a response from a shipper causes delays with all operations and many frustrations to occur with our teammates. Had the team not waited, though, we could have had a commingle, which also causes delays, frustrations, and loss of money. We also load bulk tank wagons, also known as bumblebees, at a few of our locations. Two Allied employees must verify that the load sequences are followed, flush procedures are followed, and two Allied Oil employees must confirm that the hose is hooked up correctly to the bumblebee compartment and to the bulk oil storage tank. Now is a good time to remind your team to check your bumblebees and make sure that the compartments have the proper markings, such as Compartment 1 and HDMO. Another opportunity for a commingle in our warehouses is during the repack process. If filling a tote, it must be inspected prior to fill to make sure the tote is debris and water-free. We must ensure that the label on the tote is in good condition and that it is the only product label on the tote. 2 Allied Oil associates must verify that the product to be pumped is correct, and we should always review the flush charts to ensure that we have flushed the proper amount prior to filling. When repacking into a drum or a bucket, make sure that you inspect and label the container prior to filling. The reason for labeling prior to filling is to make sure that everyone knows what product is in the container if you do need to step away. It is important to remind you to take retained samples when repacking. We have had incidents where a customer felt that our lubricants caused failure in their equipment. With retained samples, we can sample the oil and determine if we did indeed make a mistake or determine that our product was repacked correctly. Lubricant samples are retained for 1 year. Now on to bulk oil deliveries. The most common cause for commingles at customers' locations is drivers rushing. Our drivers face challenges every single day, and some drivers would tell you they face challenges every hour. Customers often want our drivers to hurry because they are blocking a bay or perhaps have a product hose running across their shop or driveway area. This puts unneeded pressures on our delivery team. Drivers should invite our customers to confirm that we have the unload hose in the correct tank and the stinger in the correct tote. We know that most customers will decline. They simply don't have the manpower or time to verify that we are doing our job correctly. Some customers will monitor our drivers. I know that the Wichita, Kansas branch has a customer in Colby, Kansas that always participates in the offload process. Ultimately, it is the driver's responsibility to ensure that we are pumping the correct product into the correct customer's tank. A driver should not pump into a customer's tank that is not labeled or labeled incorrectly. Labeled incorrectly can mean that it is labeled with multiple labels or has the wrong label present. Drivers should have a supply of the most common product labels in their delivery unit. We do ask that the customer applies labels to the tank versus an Allied Oil employee. We also ask that drivers check their loads prior to dispatching for the day. Drivers should confirm that they are able to easily read the product labels. It will save time and frustration while on the route by making sure that they can see the product name. Drivers should also be familiar with the delivery unit flush charts and pumping sequence charts to eliminate a commingle. A commingle in a customer's tank can cause engine failures on machinery and vehicles. Again, the time and cost of a commingle is significant, and you cannot put a price on the reputation of Allied Oil. Allied Oil has never intentionally attempted to harm you, our customers, or vendors. Integrity is key to the success of our business. With that said, we do recognize that honest mistakes occur. If you do have a commingle or saw a commingle occur in our warehouse or off-site, it is critical to report the commingle or suspected commingle immediately. We have a step-by-step procedure in place to ensure that we take all steps necessary to stop damage from occurring. If you need training on how to read paperwork, flush charts, or don't understand the pumping sequence procedures, please get with your supervisor or regional vice president for additional training. We want and need you to be successful with us at Allied. Stay safe and have a great day. Thank you for your time.